Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Eldritch Encounters. Previously, Elizabeth went to Dr. Bauer's office, only to find that the vial she had left there the previous night was gone. She then received Chipper's message and went to his house to meet him and Robron. She checks on Chipper's son, who seems to be sick, and decides it's nothing serious. Ida gets lost and wanders around town until finally making it back to the circus. The rest of the team follow a lead to the antique shop where they discover O'Dimm's mother is the owner, living under a different name after a mob family put a hit on her and the young Lucius. As you leave, you make it back to the circus, and that's where we're picking up. You are currently pulling into the parking lot. As you pull up, you see a white car, very nice, very high-end, with red lettering on the side that says Barnum and Bailey.
I get out of the car.
Cool, so you get out of the car as it pulls into the parking spot and begin heading into the circus. The rest of you, are you following, or what are you doing?
No, I'm just gonna continue reading this book.
Okay. Rob?
Yeah, and if Elizabeth is going to hang out in the cab, I'll probably just keep the engine running so we can have the AC on and whatnot.
Okay.
I don't think there's AC in the 1920s.
I'll keep the windows open and make sure nobody steals it.
There you go.
Sorry.
The windows open, facing the sea breeze. But okay, so yeah, Chipper walks in, and as you do, you walk through the main circus tent and get to the backstage area where you see Bill Darby speaking with somebody that you don't recognize.
Oh, damn, I was going to ask for... Do I know who it is? I was going to ask for a reroll. Well, I tried.
Yeah, I mean, you can roll to see if you know who it is.
Yep, nope, still don't know. Nothing changed.
Okay. So yeah, you do not recognize him. And as you approach, you see that he is average size, average height, fairly skinny. He has dark hair, thin on top, that's kind of combed over. It's very greasy hair. Thick black-rimmed glasses that are kind of sliding down his nose a little bit. A white dress t-shirt that is short-sleeved with like the pocket in the front, and you see that there's a couple of pencils and a pack of cigarettes in the front. And yeah, he is just currently talking to Mr. Darby, writing things down on his clipboard.
All right, I put my hands on Mr. Darby, and I say, how can I help, boss man?
And he says, Chip, this is Stanley Winston from Barnum and Bailey. And the man looks at you and says, it's a pleasure to meet you, sir, and holds out his hand.
I shake back, not squeezing hard at all.
And the handshake is very, what's the word? Moist.
Limp? Oh, it's great to meet you, Mr. Winston.
Yeah, and as he lets go, there's a visible moisture on your hand.
I casually just wiped it on my pants. I didn't notice him.
And he notices, but doesn't seem really that bothered by it, or doesn't really seem to. And he says, you'll have to excuse me. I'm not used to the humidity, I'm afraid.
The northeast will get you, believe me.
And he says, it's a far cry from Kansas, so...
Hold on. I'm from Oklahoma. I was like, yeah, I'm from Oklahoma. I understand what you mean.
Then he says, that's, The Wizard of Oz,
Not much of a reader. But I think my wife has.
And,
anyway, what was I interrupting? I apologize.
And Bill says, "Oh no, it's fine, Chipper. I was just about to give him the nickel to her, and he's gonna sit in on our show tonight and see what kind of chops we've got. See if we're
100%.
Barnum and Bailey material."
There's no doubt in my mind there isn't. So I'm assuming you know Mr. Darby told you that I'm technically not an active member of the circus. However, with Mr. Darby's blessing, of course, I would love to give you the tour of the place. I know everyone, and it's just great to be back. In any way I can help, I'd be more than willing to.
And he says, "Oh yes, that sounds good. Mr. Darby had mentioned that you're strictly a part-timer these days. Do you you don't think anything will get you out of retirement, huh?"
Well, you give me a check big enough to change my wife's mind, anything possible.
And he kind of looks around and laughs and says, we're Barnum and Bailey, sir. Money is something we have quite a bit of."
And I would love to receive it. And I just give him a smirk back.
And he says, "Well then, let's evaluate this place then and see what we're working with."
Absolutely. Bill, would you give me and Mr. Darby once, like 30 seconds?
And he says, "Oh, yeah, sure.
I pull Bill aside and say, Bill?
And he says, "Yeah, what's up, Chips?"
So the nurse you hired, what's her name? Elizabeth.
Says, "Oh yes, fine girl.
She met with the fish people today. The Innsmouth folk."
Oh? And she kind of looks around for Elizabeth and says, "Is she okay?"
Yeah, she's fine. They threatened to burn down the circus.
What? I mean,
I kind of like pull them aside. We don't give them the kid. If O'Dimm does not give them the kid, something bad could happen.
and he says, "Well, I mean, as unfortunate as that is, we're just gonna have to up security. I have no say in that." And he looks around and says, "Between you and I, that freak show over there is 80% of why this man is here today."
I know.
I kind of get the feeling the rest of us are a little expendable.
Well, you just have to make sure that doesn't happen.
And he says, "That's what I'm saying, Chip. We need to prove our value."
Look, I literally told Vonnie that I wouldn't come back here full time.
I know, Chip. And
But
we're not asking you to.
are you? I could just go like, "But are you?" I mean, I know that you guys made good money when I was here. I may not be in my prime anymore, being 29 and everything. I can still perform, and I owe it to you.
And he says, I know, Chip.
I'll try to charm the man of the hour over there.
And he says, "All right, do your best, Chip." Where'd he go?
Who? Oh no, he left.
Stanley. Where did he go? And he starts looking around.
I go outside. Do I see him?
Roll spot hidden.
I like to push that.
Okay.
I start shouting, "Stanley? Mr. Stanley?"
Yeah, you don't find him. And as you do, you walk by the freak show tent, and you feel like the sudden urge to go in.
Can I make a power roll?
You don't know why.
All right.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. But yeah, you don't know why.
Or
but...
to I'll walk in there, but I just want to make a power roll just to ignore the negative juju. Fuck, I am totally convinced I'm running in there.
Yeah, I mean, I would say as you try to resist, it's not working. The call coming from behind this curtain is just, it's too much for you to say no to. And you walk in and look around. It's the same freak show. You see all the cages, you see the tank, you see the dark figure slumped into the corner, into the back, and you feel drawn to it.
Can I try to resist again? Because I have to look for him. All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just pull out a picture of Ani and Ezra. Just take a deep breath.
Okay. And with the assist of the picture of your family, you do manage to shake off this feeling.
I look back and I just say, sorry, kid. And I just walk out.
Okay. And it's still huddled up in the back corner of the tank as you leave.
Do I see anyone who can help me? Do I see Sarah? Do I see the fire, our favorite fire thrower or whatever, pyromaniac?
Right. Roll another spot hidden. Okay. Looking around, you do see Sarah. And you see her currently kind of like wandering into the main tent. Slowly, tenaciously, kind of not really wanting to draw attention to herself.
Can we make a psychology roll?
Sure.
I don't know why Sarah would be so sheepish.
42. Yeah, I mean, it seems odd, but the circumstances around it aren't that odd. It just seems like she's trying to stay out of sight and not be a distraction of really any kind while Bill is trying to conduct business. It seems like she's just kind of sneaking up to see how the talks are going and what it's looking like.
Does she see me?
No.
Alright. I would walk up to her and kind of instinctually put my arm around her before I would just pull away slightly. And I say, have you seen what was his name?
Who?
The guy I was looking for.
Oh, Stanley.
Thank you. Have you seen Stanley? Medium-sized, glasses, clammy hands.
And she said, oh yes, Lucius is giving him the tour at the moment.
Oh, no, he's fucking... You know, Sarah, do you mind showing me where Mr. O'Dimm is?
And she says, sure, yeah, I think I saw him back over here somewhere, and kind of heads into the main tent and, like, hangs a right and goes out through one of the doors.
So, as we're walking before we get there, I ask her, so, you okay?
And she says, sure, yeah, why wouldn't I be?
I mean, you seem a little off your game today.
And she says, no, I'm just overly curious about how the talks are, and I don't really want to go in and be in Bill's spotlight and be a distraction and all that.
How do you and get along? Oh, not Bill. How do you and O'Dimm get?
Well, you know, we try to stay professional as much as we can for the sake of the show, but beyond that, you know, what little we interact during the show, I try not to really have anything to do with him. It just gives me the creeps.
And, yeah, believe me, I met his mother today. The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that was a little rude of me.
And she says,
yeah, she's not too bad.
She says, what was his mother like? I can only imagine.
I mean, if you got 30 minutes, I can drive you down there to meet her. I just like smirk at her.
No, I'm okay off that. I think
Yeah, I mean, she's.
I'm not that
she's just a
curious.
I said, well, she's just like a normal woman. She owns. What was it, a bookstore?
Yeah, it's like an antique shop that mostly has books and like some trinkets and odds and
I would
ends.
say she owns some antique shop, and she's laying low from what was the crime family's?
The Scarfoli family.
The Scarfoli family. I don't know who they are. Never heard of them.
But Rob Ron has.
Yes. Sarah heard of the Scarfoli family.
So yeah, as you're doing this, Sarah is taking you back to the last place she saw O'Dimm and Stanley, and she takes you out from the main tent and goes out one of the side flaps, and you see that you're currently in like the area where the food is cooked and everyone kind of sits, like the communal dining tent sort of area. And you know, beyond that, there are some of the larger animals that are kept, the elephants and giraffes that require kind of more space than just a small cage.
Is that where Pork Chop is kept, or is he with like the smaller animals?
Pork Chop fits like pretty neatly into like a larger cage, so they usually
He has his own area.
Yeah, so they usually have him in his own area there.
Yeah. So do I see them?
Roll a spot hidden.
As soon as I find it. Every time.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, you do see them. It looks like Lucius is currently showing him the care of the elephants and giraffes, who are known to be notoriously difficult animals to keep comfortable and take care of. As nothing about the Americas is anywhere close to their natural environment, whether it's weather, food, or anything like that. So they are known to be notoriously hard to take proper care of, and Lucius is kind of showing off that they indeed take the best care they can with their animals.
I kind of look at Sarah and say, I gotta go talk to them. We should talk later.
And she says, sure, just find me.
I kind of give her a kiss, not realizing I'm kissing her. And I just look at her and I say, talk later.
And she kind of like punches you in the chest lightly and says, see you later, big guy.
I take a deep sigh and I say, there you two ran off to. How rude of me. Mr. Darby wanted me to join you two. Make sure everything's on the up and up. Good to see you, Mr. O'Dimm.
And Lucius says, oh, did he? Well, I assure you, I'm very well suited to handle this task.
Actually,
you don't need to put yourself out like that.
No.
You being a part-timer and all.
I mean, it'd be my pleasure to help. Actually, O'Dimm, I kind of like walk and I kind of like look at the what was his name again? I'm sorry.
Stanley Winston.
Thank you, Mr. Winston. And I kind of you don't mind, Mr. Winston, just 30 seconds. And I kind of grab O'Dimm by one arm and I kind of like drag him a few.
And he says, what are you doing?
And I say, listen, buddy, I want to keep everything up in the up and up here. So I'll be honest with you. I met with your mother today, and
you what?
Yeah. She's a great lady. Little antique shop uptown. Really great chatter.
I wouldn't know. I haven't seen her in 10 years.
Yeah, here's the deal. You're gonna keep everything with him on the up and up, or I'm gonna put a dime out on her to the Scarfucci family. I heard they're looking for her. It'd be a shame if that someone told them her location. So,
And he says, Chipper, I can't tell if you're trying to blackmail me or not.
I will come.
If you are,
I'm kind of a foot taller than him. I'm gonna make it a intimidation roll.
And he says, if you are, you're much dumber than I thought you were.
And I kind of put my hand on his shoulder. If I was blackmailing you, would I be this open? I'm not blackmailing you. I'm telling you what's gonna happen.
And he says, well, you are kind of a big dum-dum, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
We all can't be blessed with a brain. Some of us just got bronze. And my hand, it's tighter onto his shoulder. So, and did my intimidation work on him, I hope?
Yes.
And I say, so are we going to be good? Because, I'm dumb. I can't really follow complicated, I kind of pause. What's the word I'm looking for? And I just give him a smirk.
And he says, I believe it's you who needs to behave. I was simply doing my job here, and you so rudely interrupted.
And I would look at Stanley and I say, I'm not being rude, I'm being protective. These people, I love these people. You don't give a damn about these people. All you care about is the fish pulling the tube. Someone's gonna look out for their needs, not just you and your fish kid. Which, by the way, they're coming for you.
And he says, oh, I'm sure they are. Well, they can go ahead and try.
They threatened to burn down the circus, you asshole.
Oh, did they? Well, I guess we'll just have to up security then, won't we?
Is he nervous at all? Because he is too pompous of an ass to get a...
Roll an insight. Or psychology, I mean, sorry.
Or I'm going to use 2 luck to pass that.
Okay.
We got to make t-shirts that say wrong game, Mike.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty stone-faced, so it's hard to tell if he's intimidated or not, but,
Can I just say to him, I say, oh my god, you believe your own bullshit. Holy shit, you worked yourself. And he would know what work means. You literally work. You're a fucking mark. You're a mark for yourself. And I just can't help but laugh at him. And he knows what a mark.
And
you're a fucking mark.
He looks visibly confused and says, and that's your assessment, is it? Well,
it's either you're a mark who believes his own bullshit, or you're just pompous beyond belief, buddy. It's either one or two, and I mean, I hope it's not two. It has to be one.
And he says, well, if you're quite done, I'll be on my way, and says, good luck.
We will be on our way. And I kind of put my arm around Stanley and say, where do you want to go to next, boss?
And, he looks visibly confused as, O'Dimm just leaves, and you, step in, and he says, what about him, though?
O'Dimm! I pull out.
Just keeps walking.
I was like, Mr. O'Dimm has to, deal with some personal stuff. Me and, Sarah nearby.
No, she already left. Or she already, went back.
Alright, so you're from Oklahoma,
yeah, and as you ask that, Ida, what are you doing? Ida.
Hello?
Yeah, hi.
Alright, so I am most likely just watching for any strange behavior or any strange body movement, body language.
From who?
from anyone that I find suspicious.
Okay. And where are you currently?
Probably the main tent.
Okay. Everyone else, what are y'all doing?
Going through that book.
And what time is it? What time of day is it right now?
Right now, let's see, what time?
Probably still like afternoon.
Yeah, I would say it's still afternoon.
Are we getting close to 2 o'clock? I have an appointment with a friend.
Yeah, I would say it's getting close to 2. It's like early afternoon, so it's like 1:30.
So, is Elizabeth still hanging out in the cab?
Yeah.
Until she says otherwise, yeah, I think she is.
Yeah, so I'll just like kind of casually turn around and be like, so, gotta go meet a friend here for a little while. I definitely plan on being back after I'm done with them. Can I leave you here, or should I take you somewhere on the way?
Yeah, I guess you can just leave me here.
Okay, yeah, and I'm definitely going to be coming back to check in with Chip, and you'll see if any new stuff kind of comes to light for you guys. I might see if I can get any new leads on my end while I'm gone.
Okay. Just be careful. There's some strange folk around.
Yeah, hopefully we can learn a little bit about them.
All right. Well, I'll see you then.
All right.
I get out of the car.
Okay.
And I start heading off towards the laundromat.
Okay.
Did I find out anything about the book from the book?
Besides what I told you earlier, no.
Okay.
No, I would say you've pretty much like ascertained all the knowledge you pretty much possibly can from this book.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna go try to find Ida.
Okay, roll me a spot hidden.
Spot hidden.
A redhead with tattoos on her face. Can't be that hard to find her. There we go. Cool. Yeah, and you do currently find her in the main tent area.
I approach her. Hey, Ida.
I jump. Not saying words.
Oh, I didn't mean to scare you. I'm sorry.
So invested in
They just-
investigating.
I
So,
just wasn't expecting you to be here so soon.
oh yeah, I kind of ditched my shift.
Oh. Oh my.
Whatever, they'll get over it. So I thought there was a couple guys who were helping us, like take down O'dimm.
Mm-hmm.
We actually just talked with O'Dimm's mom, if you can believe it. She's in town.
You did?
Yeah, it was a lady from the antique
The
shop.
antique shop?
Yeah.
I
That's
knew-
apparently O'Dimm's mom.
I felt like she was familiar. I don't know.
Yeah, she just gave me that same vibe. Apparently, O'Dimm and her are wanted by the mob. So,
I write that down in my little notebook.
Oh, okay.
have you met crap, what's his name? Chipper? The big dude?
That
Big
dude. He
Yeah.
actually gave me a couple of tarot cards and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's one of the guys that's trying to find out more information about O'Dimm. So if you see him, just go ahead and tell him who you are.
Definitely.
Anyway, have you found anything?
No. Just O'Dimm acting strange, and I'm trying to figure out if anyone else is acting strange by their body language.
Okay.
Yeah, roll another spot hidden. Roll another spot hidden. Okay. As you guys are having this conversation, you see O'Dimm just come storming by from outside through the main tent and over to the freak show tent. No word, doesn't even look at you, just walks straight through into the freak show tent.
Well, that looks odd. Yeah. Follow him
Not
too.
even a word, I just follow.
Okay.
I join you in this tailing of the O'Dimm.
Okay. Are you being... well, I assume you're being stealthy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so roll stealth.
Not very good at it.
Oh.
Ouch.
We both suck.
Yeah, and
Well,
you begin to follow him, and you see him go into the tent, and you get to the edge of the door for the freak show, and or like the opening for it, and you peek your head in, and he's standing there and says, "What are you doing?"
come to see why you were looking so pissed off.
And he says, "Not you two. First your other friend, and now you two. I just
Other
can't
friend?
win today."
What other friend?
The big guy, Chipper.
Oh.
And he
So that's
Sorry,
what
there's
went
a
off
lot
the
of friends here.
and you
It's
hear
hard to
him
keep track.
and you hear him like kind of mutter under his breath, "The big idiot, if you ask me."
As I turn around.
And he says, "Be gone, both of you. Go. Leave me."
Excuse me, we're not in, like, medieval times. You don't have to say be gone.
And no answer. Yeah.
That guy is.
He seems a bit sore.
Before we leave, I want to just yell over to O'Dimm. Like, your mom seems so much nicer than you. You should learn from her.
And he turns around very slowly, and as you like see him, his left eye has begun to twitch slightly. And he says, "What did you say?"
You
Your
heard.
mom. She's a very nice lady. You should learn from her.
And he says, "So you found the old bag, did you?" "Oh,
That's not any way to talk about your mother.
I guess that
Don't
means
you know any better?
I guess that means I should be able to find her fairly easily then." And he says, "Thank you for that," and turns around and goes back into the freak show tent.
What, you weren't able to find her before? Screaming after him?
Yeah, and he just not another word, and he just goes back into the freak show tent.
Well,
I
that's-
mutter under my words some curse words and then walk away.
Okay.
Do you think he's in contact with the mob?
I guess not. If he said that.
Well, he.
Can
That, what he just said implies that he's looking for his mom.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't probably warn her.
Mm-hmm. What was the last thing the woman said to you?
What's that?
Nothing. I'm talking out loud.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, how do you have a lizard on your desk? Sorry.
Okay. So yeah, we'll hop over to Rob. You were driving to meet your contact at the laundromat, yes?
I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm having an emergency here. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay.
We can cut to me and Arthur.
Yeah, that's fine. Elizabeth and Ida, did you have anything else you wanted to do currently?
Probably go in next.
No, I just.
Sorry, go
I
ahead.
want to kind of direct Ida and her wandering to try to get her to come with me to the antique shop again.
Okay. I'll go with you.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, so the two of you are heading off back to the antique shop.
Yeah.
Okay. And how are you getting there?
Well, has Rob already left? I imagine so.
I assume so, yeah. Yeah.
So, hail a cab? There's a cab.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do a
Otherwise,
cab.
we've got feet.
At least you got numbers this time. So yeah, you hail a cab, and one stops and pulls up next to the curb and says, "Where to?"
Give the address.
And he says, "Okay, nice place. Yeah, I got you." And yeah, whenever you get into the car, he takes off and begins heading in the direction of the antique shop. And
Okay, good.
after a short drive, pulls up next to the curb and pulls up and says, "That's 10 cents."
I
Yeah,
pay for
here you
it.
go.
And he
I'll
says,
pay for it.
and he
Sure,
says,
Mary.
"You two gonna be
50-50?
along?" He says, "You two gonna be along? You want me to stick around or?"
Sure.
Yeah, won't be
Are we
long.
going back to the circus anyways?
And he says,
Yeah.
"Well, I'm about to go on my lunch break anyway, so if you need a ride when you're done, I'll be here." And he pulls out like a brown bag and pulls out like a sandwich from it, like, full mouth, says, "Yeah, mm-hmm."
Does he happen to look familiar? Or sound familiar?
Roll a psychology.
Let me switch over. Psychology.
Mhm.
Hard success.
Nah, he's just a random cab driver.
Okay.
Yeah, older guy, probably like early 60s, kind of like a scraggly beard that's white, and he has like a kind of white longish hair with like a bald spot, and he has like a very nice like corduroy coat on,
Okay.
like
So-
thin wireframe glasses.
Got it.
I'm just gonna walk into the
Antique
building.
shop.
Okay. You go in, and the store owner, Odimm's mother, looks at you and says, "Oh, it's you two again."
Hi.
I just
Do I
we're
give
just
her a wave?
stopping by to give you a heads up. It seems like O'Dimm, or your son, Lucius, is looking for you.
Yes. From what I heard, he
Um.
wasn't very happy with me, and I've never really reached out to him.
He doesn't sound like he's looking for you for good reasons. So I'd watch your back.
And she says, "No, I imagine not. How does he know I'm in town? Everything's been quiet up until now."
Well,
Because
I- let him know that you are.
You what?
I didn't say where. I just said that I met you.
She
And apparently-
she immediately turns and like pulls out a suitcase from like underneath the counter and just starts packing all of her shit that she possibly can.
he's not gonna be able to find you.
Oh, that's
No.
that's what you think.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. Like I
I
didn't realize.
thank
I
you for your
said it
concern,
flat,
but
yeah.
no, you don't know him like I do. I'm his mother, and I need to get out of town.
Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't think before I spoke.
Oh, it's fine. I've had a pretty alright life here, I suppose. I just finished paying off my house, and but hey, I guess
You
I
don't
can.
have to make me. You don't have to make me feel even worse.
She says, "But no, it's fine. It's fine.
Well,
I'll
make
just...
sure that he doesn't find you.
Oh, well, the police couldn't do that, so why would I trust you?"
Because I have Okay, our character can parapsychologists find people to hide people.
What? What?
And she says, "That's interesting."
That was our character.
All right.
That was our character.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I didn't hear that part. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, she is frantic and just packing anything that she can find of like value, things that she'll need, and she like runs over, turns the closed sign on the shop, cuts out like 2 of the lights and says, "You two should probably leave."
You can find someone that can hide you.
What's that?
I can find someone that can hide you. I have connections.
And she says, "Yes, I don't doubt that, but trust me, running is the only thing I can do. I assure you. I knew this day would come at some point, so..."
Running won't be a thing for a while.
Well...
It's not going to be a thing that's going to happen for a while. Or, no, I'm trying to think of how to explain this.
Running isn't going to get you anywhere.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Roll persuade for me.
Okay, give me 1 second to bring it back up.
Okay.
Persuade is not my strong suit.
Oh, do you want to use 17 luck?
Yeah. Can I use 17 luck?
Yes, you can.
Okay. That's like 40, right?
Wait, you have 40?
No, I have 75.
So that would
Or
be...
no, 57.
So right,
Yeah, no, 40.
you would subtract 17 from what you have.
So that's 40. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm agreeing with Ida. I think you would be better suited to helping us, like, put him away, like he deserves.
And she says, No. That's where you're wrong. Don't cross him. Don't get on his bad side. Don't
We're already on his bad side.
give him any reason to not like you.
We're already on his bad side.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a little late for that.
Yeah.
Oh, well then.
He tried to call the police on us, but we got away.
Oh, that's. I assure you, that's not the worst thing he's going to do. I wish you luck, and
Trust me, I had
stay
worse.
far away from me.
I had worse. I don't really think he can do anything worse. He's just gonna look at her straight in the eye and is like, "Do you rather run for the rest of your life and not just stay in one place and get someone that you want to go in jail, actually go in jail?"
And she kind of like softly pats you on the head and says, "So young and so naive. He's already sent somebody. He's already sent somebody to try to kill me. So yeah, no. I'm getting as far away from here as possible, and I suggest that you do the same thing.
If I hide you.
I wouldn't be surprised if he hasn't called somebody to try to kill you already. So keep your eyes out, everyone.
Oh no.
Don't get into weird cars."
Oh no.
I look at her again. I'm like, I know a place where you can go hide.
Whoa.
Not here, Josh.
You're not here, Chipper. You should have came.
I'm like, I know a place where you can hide, and if you don't feel safe there, then you can leave. It's fine. I want to make sure you're safe.
Roll another persuade for me.
Ah! Why? Okay, 7. 7 luck.
7 to make it succeed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're spending so much luck.
How much is that from 40?
That's 33. Go down to 33.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have much luck after this.
No. And she says, "Okay, look. I don't put my trust in anyone. Last time I did, it almost got me killed.
You can trust me.
I don't know what it is about you, but I'll trust you.
We're a team here. We can do this.
And she says, all right, where's this place? But we need to leave now, still, so, chop chop.
Do you have a car? Because we have a cab out, and considering that you just said we shouldn't get interchange cars, I think we should avoid taking random cabs.
And she says, a car? Oh, no, I don't trust cars.
I'm debating on whether or not taking her to my character's parents or the agency.
Roll D10. If it's 6 or more, take her to one place. If it's 5 or less, take her to another.
Alright.
If it's 10, it goes to wherever Elizabeth chooses.
8. So, agency.
The agency? Okay. Alright, so you are taking her to the agency then.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, okay, well, I hope for your sake this place is half as safe as you say it is.
Trust me. I never felt more safe than I have been there.
And she has, 2 suitcases in her hands and says, okay, well, I think that's everything. Let's go.
Here, let me help you with that, and I offer my hand to hold on to one of the suitcases.
And she says, oh, thank you, dear, thank you.
Okay. And then I lean over to Ida and whisper, so where exactly are we going?
My job.
Your job,
We're going
right.
to my job.
You still haven't told me what you do.
I thought I did.
You said that was out of character.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, like...
No, you said that was in character, but I asked you to explain it, and you didn't explain it.
Oh, okay.
Let's just say we help with supernatural stuff, and at this case, protect people.
Okay.
Don't question
Do
it.
you think
just
it's safe?
With it.
So let's go.
And I just walk out.
Do you know how to... Okay.
Sorry.
So I just follow her, because I don't know where I'm going?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so you are going back to the cab? You're taking the cab for this, or...
Are we taking the cab?
He is still waiting there, so...
I think we should just tell him that we're gonna walk.
Okay. You rather walk?
Seems like a better idea.
Oh.
So I'm gonna knock on his window.
Okay. And he kind of looks over, and you see he's drinking a soda, and kind of leans over and rolls down the window and says, hey, yeah, what's up?
We won't be needing your services. Thanks though.
And he says, oh, yeah, no problem. You two take it easy, huh?
I give him a wave.
What's that?
I give him a wave.
Oh, and he waves back. And you see him kind of mouth like, take care.
You
yep,
too.
And then start walking. Well,
Yep.
I'm just gonna follow Ida because I don't know where I'm going.
And I go straight to the agency.
Okay, cool.
If we're just walking on the normal streets, I would recommend
Back ways.
yeah, take some back alleys and hidden directions.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and make sure we're not being followed.
So go ahead and roll a navigate for me. Whoever would like
It's
to.
also not my strong
Well,
suit.
I'm just following Ida, so.
And Ida
For fuck's sake.
sets off in the direction that she believes the agency is in,
I'm sensing a theme.
with Elizabeth closely following, and Odimm's mother as well.
Mom. I'm just gonna keep watching, like, behind us and around us to make sure we're not being followed.
And
I hate this.
and she like looks at the both of you and says, "I'm Margary, by the way."
Margary.
It's nice to meet you. My name's Ida.
And she says, Ida, hello.
And I'm Elizabeth.
And
But
she says,
did I introduce myself to you? I don't remember.
And she says, Elizabeth, nice to meet you. Thank you for your help.
Yeah, no problem. So, yeah. I'll just follow you, Ida.
What I have to say it is strange that people just walk around and don't question the fact that she has tattoos on her face.
It's probably more of like they see you and just kind of give you a wide berth.
Yeah.
No, we just think it's odd and we don't want to talk about it because it's weird.
Well, there's a reason why she has them on the face, but no one asked.
Okay. Yeah, and you set off. Rob, you are driving to meet your contact, right?
Correct.
Okay. So yeah, you drive for a good while and make it into town, and you pull up at the laundromat.
Awesome. And gosh, what was his name? I think I've got it written down. I hate how it smashes all of your notes together on the character sheet. Yeah, Bogdan, my buddy Bogdan. Is he working the door right now, or is he maybe inside? Do I see him working the front door right now?
You do.
Or the back door, rather. Sorry.
Yeah, you do see he is currently at the back door, and he's standing another security guy. Their arms kind of crossed, and they're just, standing there looking tough, trying to keep the peace, and pushing on any people who seem to be getting a little too curious that don't belong.
So I'll kind of park around the corner, like discreetly, so that it doesn't look like I'm parking directly by this building.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll walk up to Bogdan, and I'll say, "Hey, Bogdan, getting close to break time. Want to go for some pierogies?"
And as you walk up and ask him this, you see somebody walk by, a pedestrian on the street, and see the laundromat sign and go to walk in, and he puts out his hand and says, "Closed today. Machines are broken. Come back tomorrow." And the guy says, "Oh, but I see people in there washing laundry." He says, "Take my word for it. It's a bad laundromat. Cockroaches. Go ahead and move on, pal." And he kind of pushes him off, and the guy looks confused and says, yeah, okay." And he turns and looks at you and says, "Rob. Yeah, break time. Hey, go get Nacho. Tell him to take over for, 15 minutes, Rob?"
Yeah, that should be plenty.
"Yeah. Tell him I'm taking my 15. I'll be back." And the other guy goes in, comes out with another equally big guy. Just, it seems like there's plenty of them in there, and he takes his spot and says, "All right, let's go, Rob."
And I'm like, "Yeah, all right, pal." And I think we probably have a regular spot that we go to that's maybe only 2 or 3 doors down. It's all the kind of the neighborhood that we grew up in. And once they kind of bring out some pierogi for us, I'll say, "Hey, I was wondering if I could get a little bit of a lowdown. I don't ever really ask questions about the jobs, but I was thinking maybe I could cash in, all those times I didn't ask questions and get some answers. What do you think, pal?"
And he says, "Rob, you're a good employee, good friend. Anything you want to know, just ask."
And I'll say, that's exactly why I came to you, Bogdan. I knew you wouldn't let me down.
He says, "Anytime, my friend."
And I'll start with cars at night. Have you guys noticed cars drive around without their lights on at night?
And he says, "Oh, sometimes, yeah. It's very strange. It's none of our guys. It's hard to say who it might be."
Okay, all right, but we don't really know what's going on with that, huh? All right. I also I wanted to ask if you guys have seen these gentlemen from Innsmouth around town, or maybe picked up on what they're doing.
And he says, "Ah, you're keeping up with current events, are you?" And he says,
Call it a hobby.
And he says, "I can tell you a little bit, but not much. You understand?"
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, anything you can share will be helpful.
And he says, "So, story goes, these Innsmouthers, as you call them, show up one day, go to the boss, have a large pile of money for him. It's hard to say no. And they tell him they only want one thing, something about their child being stolen, something about the circus. And they say they have more money where this comes from. Asks, get the kid back. Make the ones who took him pay. Somebody took the job, but haven't really heard back from him since then."
Oh wow, that's interesting. So they they kind of seem to be tackling their problem from multiple angles. These Innsmouthers.
It would seem so.
What about the Scarfolis? Any increased activity from them lately?
And he says, "Scarfolis, they're old world family. They stick to the shadows. They pull the strings more than get involved."
Yeah, been talking to some people about the Innsmouthers and what their interests are, and the Scarfolis kind of came up, and I'm not quite sure how they're tied into everything yet. So thought maybe you guys might have some insight.
And he says, "Well, I don't really keep up with the Scarfolis that much. They're not associates of ours, at least very close. But I do know that if you get on their bad side, they'll make you pay. Worse than what we do. Make us look like children."
Yeah, their reputation is known widely. Yeah, that's for sure. I got one more question for you, pal.
And he says, "Shoot."
We know anything about these O'Dimms, mother and son? Maybe some old information, stuff from maybe a decade ago.
And he says, O'Dimm. That's Irish, right?"
Yeah, sounds like it.
They could have dealings with the Follies, but beyond that, O'Dimm, it doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, all right.
Is this guy giving you trouble?
Me personally, no. He's an asshole. Let's get it straight. But
Yeah, most star in this city.
Oh yeah, but he's a special kind of asshole, and he seems to be doing some really monstrous stuff over at the freak show with the circus, and I'm just trying to unravel the whole mystery around him. That's all.
And he says, "Well, I wish I had more, Rob, but unfortunately, a lot of this happened long before my time."
Yeah, I hear you.
But these cars with no headlights, it's struck our interest more than once before you came to us about it. So, we're going to be looking into that. If I find anything out, I'll be sure to let you know.
Yeah, I'll check back in a few days, or you could always reach out to me at home. You know my number there, and Mom takes messages when I'm not there.
And he says, yeah. If we figure anything out, I'll be in touch, Rob."
All right, buddy, thanks. And hey, this one's on me, and I throw down a little wad of cash for the pierogi.
And he says, "You're too kind, Rob. You take care out there now. It's getting wild out there."
Don't I know it? And you do the same, pal. You stay safe.
And he kind of tips his hat to you a little bit while he finishes up his drink.
Yeah, and kind of thank the whoever was serving us on the way out, and I'm eager to get back to the circus and see if my friends have come up with any new information.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you leave and begin heading back to the circus. Chipper, you're still taking Stanley around?
Yeah, so we're just like I'm trying to give him the laugh and relax. I'm just showing him. I introduce him to the pork chop. I introduce him to the clowns.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to get. Can I make
Roll me a charm.
basic? All right. I was gonna say, can I get a? All right.
Charm. Okay, 19. Cool. So yeah, it seems to be working. He seems to be, enjoying the circus and enjoying the setup you guys have, and he's been constantly taking notes throughout, and you haven't really seen any of them, but from what he's told you and from how he sounds, he seems fairly impressed by the setup.
So I would say, hey, you want to get some lunch?
And
Get a little break.
And he says, "Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm famished. I could definitely eat."
I would motion him to where the lunch area is where we're supposed to be eating.
Okay.
So while we're walking, I say, so off the record, just between you and me, I give him a smile. How's it looking?
And he says, "Oh, well, sir, I usually tend to pride myself on being anonymous and diligent and non-biased, but I feel I could probably let you in a little bit.
I would stop him and I'd say, I appreciate that. It's not.
And he says, to be honest, sir, it's looking quite well for you, I would say.
That's good.
You take quite good care of your animals. Everyone seems to be quite friendly. The setup itself is fairly impressive. You have a rather large tent. I don't know if you knew that. And
that's a good thing?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, of course, sir. Yeah. A bigger tent means more people, so...
Absolutely. We tried our best. I used to... and Chipper would uncharacteristically kind of like be reserved, and maybe the man would see that. I used to be the big shot around here. I went to England for a few years and semi-retired. We used to fill that stage up every night while I was on top. But in this economy, it's kind of hard.
And he says, yes, Mr. Darby was saying that you were quite the draw in your time.
I mean, I grew overseas too, and I give the British crowds, they're a lot different. They want you to be more upfront, more show, less tell.
And he says, well, not everyone gets to have that on their resume. You're a international star when you think about it.
I mean, first off, if you keep giving me compliments like that, I'll start paying you to a light push. And I say, so once again, I know that you're a professional and you don't want to, tell me tales out of school, but a little birdie, there's some birdies around here. They're telling me that you're more interested in O'Dimm's stuff than the main circus. I don't mean to be rude or imply anything, but I'm just being honest with you, straightforward.
And he says, well, sir, well, it is true that we hold great interest for the freak show. The rest of your setup is mighty impressive. To be honest, when I first arrived here, I was expecting a podunk backwoods little operation, but no, it's quite impressive to say the least.
He's not bullshitting me. Can I get a psychology roll and see if he's like?
Yeah, go and roll psychology.
With me?
No, seems like he's honest.
And I would just like, give him another push. And I would say, that means a lot. These people, we work hard. And I kind of pause. This is off the record, right? What I'm about to say. We agree?
Roll a persuade.
Hoping a charm, but I'll try.
With, go ahead and add bonus. Well, it's not gonna matter, never mind.
Well, I'm gonna try bonus,
Okay.
Fuck, I got out of the bonus. Fuck yeah.
Okay, cool. So he leans in and says, yeah, sure, can be off the record. What's on your mind?
I kind of paused for a minute. We work hard and we try our best and we get a good crowd. However, we are kind of lenient. We're kind of leaning on, from what I hear, O'Dimm and his draws. And to be completely honest with you, I pause myself. I just want to make sure that my people are taken care of. And I don't want you guys to think that if you put a little grease in our gears, that we won't work 10 times harder, and that we need O'Dimm. Not that we should cut him out, because I'm not saying that, honestly. I'm just saying if you give us an inch, we'll take a mile. I promise you that.
And he says, well, and also, I haven't even seen the freak show yet. Mr. O'Dimm left in such a rush and such a hurry that we didn't have a chance to actually get over to it yet. So I still have yet to see this amazing attraction that I've heard of. I'm still skeptical, to be honest, sir, but until I see it in the flesh, I can't make any rash decisions.
I understand. How about we go get that bite to eat? And do I see Sarah?
Roll a spot hidden.
Can I push that?
Sure.
I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna like take a minute and say, give me 1 second. I just want to look around. Breath. Where is she? Nope. Fuck.
Yeah, unfortunately, you don't see her.
I just take a deep.
And Stanley begins to get like a little distracted by something and says, "Oh, well, what's this over here?" And begins like walking away from the tent, like over to like where he saw this thing at.
Whoa, easy there, buddy. And I kind of like call to attention. What you looking at?
He like turns back and says, I don't know. I thought I just saw like a thing over here.
Well,
maybe not.
I literally put my arm or my hand on his wrist. Whoa, what are you doing?
And he says, I just thought I saw like a thing over here. I was gonna go look at it, but
where's over here, Keeper? Is it the freak show?
No, it is the main circus tent enclosure on one of like the side flap doors.
All right, can I take a look? What do I see in there?
Roll a spot hidden.
I use 2 luck. Wait, is it 2? Yes, 2.
Yeah, 2. Okay.
2 luck.
Looking in, you don't see anyone. There's like kind of like a cloud of dust from the outside, from where it looks like somebody maybe like walked through recently, but you don't like see anyone immediately.
I would turn to him and say, "Can you wait out here for a minute? I just want." Maybe it's so important prank on us.
And he says, "Sure, yeah, I'll be right here."
I kind of like, can I give him a charm roll before I go to keep him on my good side? I kind of like pump him up a little bit.
Sure, go ahead and roll charm.
Hold on, I'm on edit. My bad. I'll use 2 luck.
Okay.
Pass that charm.
Okay.
All right.
And he says, yeah, no, I'll be right here.
All right. So I want to go in real quick.
Okay.
Hello?
You don't hear an answer?
Do I see anyone? See anything? Tracks? Dust?
Roll spot hidden. Well, you saw the dust like closer to the door.
All right. Spot hidden still? Okay, now I don't see anything.
Yeah, no, you don't see anything.
Hello? I don't. So this is just like the general tent?
Yeah, it's inside the main tent, like on the western flap. So it's like on that same side as where the food area is, but like down from it a little bit.
I just stand there for a minute and I don't know. I just think.
In fact, I will take you there.
Oh, that's new.
So, what's that?
Is that the fish creature?
Yes, that is the fish boy tank. This area is like the backstage area, and it says here is the office, but for this purpose, that is the like common eating area. So you guys were just at this like eating area tent, and you've like seen him over here. This is still backstage. This is still the food area, so you guys like walked, around.
All right. No, I just don't see anything at all, I guess. Can I make a listen roll? See if I hear anything.
Sure.
Wrong roll, my bad.
It's all good.
Damn, that was good though. Fuck. Oh, even better.
Okay. So yeah, you hear like kind of in the distance, like off over this way, you hear a, "Hey John, pull my finger." And you hear another voice say, "Nah, I'm not falling for that, man. That's disgusting. Nobody wants to hear that." And he says, "Come on, no, this is something different." All right. And yeah, that's what you hear.
You're an idiot, John.
And he says, "Whatever, Chip. No sense of humor. Never had one."
Go fuck yourself in this mother of alley. Alright, I'm gonna go back to with a sweaty guy.
Okay. Yeah, and he's still currently standing there, just waiting.
Do you wanna meet our acrobats?
And he says, yes, I don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting them yet.
Oh, let me just go to her. Let's just go to her. Her name is, well, it's complicated. You know, the circus isn't working. So, character is named Liu, but everyone just calls her Sarah. We use her character. Her name's Sarah Hill. She's the lead acrobat here. Been working here as long as I have.
And he says, "Oh, that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
I'd love to meet them."
Absolutely. And I just walk over to where they would be.
Okay. So currently there are like some people over there. You don't see Sarah immediately though.
If I see one of her coworkers, because there's a group, I was like, "Hey, have any of you seen Sarah?"
And one of them says, "I think I saw her out by the Midway earlier."
Remind me where the Midway is, Keeper.
So the Midway would be in the entrance area here.
You don't mind. As I look at him, I was like, "Do you want me to carry you?" And then I smirk at him. Busting his balls.
So yeah, like this would be the Midway area.
Yeah.
I'm
just trying to get this guy to like me as much as possible.
Kind of the first thing you see when you come in, because there's all
right.
like the lights and arcade games or not arcade games, but like games and stuff.
Yep. After you, good sir. And we're off to the Midway.
Okay. And you are taking Stanley with you?
Yes, I'm still trying to get him to like me. As talking about because he was from Kansas.
Yes, Kansas.
So I'm trying to form a bond with him. I'm from Oklahoma. He's from Kansas. We're flyover countries, even though flying isn't really a thing over yet. It is a thing, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure.
Just trying to, bond over that stuff to make sure the O'Dimm can't turn him against me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gotcha. And so far he seems to like you. He seems to enjoy your personality, and that coupled with the fact that the circus is quite interesting to him. I would say that you're doing a fairly good job on that end, kind of keeping him on your side. I do feel like that if O'Dimm came back to kind of show him some more stuff, I don't really think he'd be opposed to that either.
Oh, I know.
But
I agree.
At the same time, he does seem to like you. So
look, I know. This is a war of attrition, sir. So do we get to the midway?
Yes, you do.
Do I see her?
Rolling another spot hidden for me.
Yes, she's like the only Asian person here.
You do not.
I'm just gonna start saying, Sarah?
The midway is not very busy at the moment either, so there's not a ton of people in there.
I look at his name's forgetting me. I'm sorry. I look at him and say, I'm sorry. I apologize making you walk all the way here for someone who isn't. I apologize. She must be busy.
And he says, "Oh, it's no trouble at all. I was rather curious to meet her, but yeah, we can find her later though. It's no problem."
Yes. Let's take a look at that freak show.
And he says, "Oh, yes, finally, yeah,
Now,
let's."
As we're walking, I say, so once again, this is off the record. What I'm about to say to you.
And he says, sure, yeah, speak your mind.
So, my wife and kid came to the freak show the other night.
And he says, yes, I'm sure many wives and many kids came.
What I'm saying is, some people find his act a little too intense. If that makes any sense. And
he says, well, that's why we're interested, sir. When an act promises terrifying people and leaving people in awe, and it doesn't deliver, there's nothing more disappointing in the world.
Wouldn't you say that there's a difference between enthralling people and terrifying people? Terrifying is good if it lasts a few hours, but they're not going to come back if they're just normal terror. And I just give them a look.
And he says, well, believe it or not, sir, our studies have found that some people like to be terrified and scared almost as much as other people like to be happy or...
Oh, no doubt, believe me. You can find a lot of weird people in the circus who are into that shit. And I just give them a knowing look. But we both chuckle.
It's like,
well,
yeah.
Yeah.
Points at you.
No, but there's a difference between, getting off on being scared and then just be hurt. And I emphasize that word. Some people, I don't know.
Are you saying that people have been injured here, Chipper?
Whoa. I look at him, not physically injured. No, God, no.
Oh, well, thank God, because that would definitely affect the score of my...
I just look at him and say, you think I would tell you so? Just once again, no one was hurt here, but just give him like a knowing, like, you know. But no, but honestly, no one was hurt here. I'm just saying that.
He says, well, that's a relief.
Well, I know for you and me both. And I said, but, you know, in my personal opinion, I'm saying, and I do not represent the circus. Everything I said was off the record. But I personally believe that the freak show might be. And I stopped myself.
And he says, dangerous?
I don't finish that. Me and Mr. O'Dimm, we have a rough relationship. And I'm taking my personal bias against him out on his material. And for that, I apologize, good sir.
And he says, well, it sounds like you have quite a bit to iron out, so you should get the affairs of the house in order, so to speak.
Oh, believe me, I'm trying. Can I have my charm roll to keep him, you know,
sure.
On my graces? God.
Okay, cool. 53, right. Not bad.
All right.
So yeah.
So as we're walking, did the freak show. Keep an eye out for a Bill. Do I see either one of them?
Yeah, Bill would still be in the back. So.
Right. So I'll just look for Sarah.
You know where to find him. Yeah.
Fucking fuck.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you still don't spot her.
Jesus, where is she? Fuck. And Chipper's getting kind of worried at this point. Do I see O'Dimm anywhere?
Roll another spot hidden.
Come on. Now I get the extreme.
So currently you don't see him in your current area.
But do I see Sarah?
Yes, you find Sarah.
Thank God. I'm sorry, Keeper. I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Sarah, there you are. Jeez.
And she has like a mouthful of popcorn, and she's like holding a bag, and she's like, "More, do something."
Someone from Barnum and Bailey wants to meet you. I like put my hand out to like eat the popcorn, and I kind of.
And she looks at Stanley and says, "Oh,
I stop her to Sarah. Come on, be professional." I kind of like look at him. And
she like kind of puts her hand over her mouth and swallows and says, "You're from Barnum and Bailey, aren't you?" And he says, yes I am. I'm Stanley Winston," and holds out his hand. And she kind of, holds her own hand out and shakes it. And you see her pull back and kind of wipe it on her pant a little bit.
I give her a napkin.
And he's like kind of looking at his own and says, "Oh, it smells like extra butter."
My favorite. I think I'll throw it in. Yeah.
He like pulls out a hanky and like wipes off his hand, like puts it back into his pocket, and says, "So Chipper tells me you're quite the acrobat." And she says, "Oh yes, I'm pretty accomplished. I did some studies in London, and came back here and found my calling. So, yeah, I would say I'm pretty accomplished."
I just want to say, she's honestly underselling herself, sir. She's probably one of the best acrobats when it comes to high wire, and she's really good at she's really talented in what's it called when you twist your body in different positions?
Contortion.
Thank you.
Contortionist,
she's a great
yeah.
contortionist.
Sorry.
And she's beyond talented. And even if you pass on us, I think it's a good idea if Barnum and Bailey keeps her in mind for future positions in the company.
And she kind of slaps at you and says, "Chipper, stop, shut up. You know I would never leave."
No, it's like I told you, sir. You give me enough money, I'll go anywhere you need. I kind of like look at Sarah. I was like, sir, can you give me and Miss Hill here a few minutes. Can you go talk to Mr. Darby? Maybe over there. I just need a few minutes of her.
And he says, "Oh, yeah, sure." And begins like walking back into the main tent, back towards where Mr. Darby is.
I'm gonna keep an eye on him until like I make sure. All right. And I say, do you have a few minutes?
And she says, "Yeah, sure. What's up?"
And I kind of like, we've known each other for a long time, and you've always been one of my best friends, probably my best friend. Don't tell Rob. But
And she says, "Oh yeah, no, your secret's safe. Don't worry."
I know. And I say, I know we don't see each other often. And I know I don't think it's a good idea if we our relationship is physical anymore. I don't think it's a good idea for Vani. I don't think it's a good idea for me. I don't think it's a good idea for you. Because I know that I'm awkward now, and I say, I don't love you. And you know that. And I don't think it's fair.
And she says, "No, it's not. You're right. I'd hoped this time away you would come to realize that."
Wait, what? Can I make a psychology joke? Because I'm confused me right now. Wait, hold on.
Sure.
What is she? Is she in love with me?
It doesn't seem like it. No.
Thank God.
No. I mean, like, love is a vast term, but you know.
We're really good friends. Like, does not have romantic feeling.
Yeah, no. She cares about you, but
Yes.
you know, in like different ways, I suppose.
Yeah.
So.
I just give her a hug.
Uh-huh.
And I say, you've always been such a great friend, even during the Estelle's stuff. And I apologize if you ever thought I was using you or hurting you. I would never do that to you.
And she says, No, I understand where you're coming from, and yeah, I totally agree with you.
You sure?
Absolutely. Don't be a stranger though. Like, don't get all weirded out.
No, God, no. Look, no. You're Ezra's godmother. Of course, you'll always be part of my life.
And she says, "All right, good, because you know, I love that little booger."
I do too. I said, and I know you and Vonnie like you, but I'm happy. I just want you, if you want to, settle down with Rob, I wouldn't say no. Not that Rob is handsome, but and I give him this, you just look past his looks. I kind of like stumble. I just push her.
We'll go ahead and jump to Rob now, who is driving in his cab.
Yeah, no, I'm just heading back to the circus, but I'm wondering if I happen to perchance spot my friend with the face tattoo and my friend who's a nurse walking through town while I'm driving.
Okay, so roll spot hidden.
Oh, that is an extreme.
Holy shit. By some luck of the gods, as you're driving, you see a very familiar looking little redhead with tattoos on her face, walking right next to a nurse in a literal nurse's uniform. And yeah, I would say you see them.
Yeah, no, I definitely pull over and say,
yes.
Hey,
and they have a little old lady with them as well.
Okay, cool. And I was with them at the store earlier, right? I would recognize her.
Yeah.
Yes, you would.
Yeah, so
maybe not like immediately from the back as you're like approaching them, but like once you like get up and like see them, yeah, you would probably see it, sir.
So I'll kind of pull up on the side of the road next to them and I'll say, "Hey, strangers, looking for a ride?" And my eyes will kind of widen when I see Odimm's mom.
Oh, hi, Rob. Yeah, that would. Do we know where we're going?
Yeah, I know where I'm going.
Well, we seem to just be going in a random direction.
Well, look, if it's somewhere in the town, I probably know where it is.
By the way, you guys were heading back to the circus instead of to where, instead of to where Ida works at in town.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Well, shit. Should we?
So, I mean, he's trustworthy.
That's true.
So, I don't see anything wrong with it.
But is he? He works for the mob. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know that.
That was our character.
So, you guys hopping in? Where to?
Yeah, where to, Ida?
I just get in the front. I'm giving the address.
They don't have to pay you, right?
No, these are my friends. I turned off the meter.
10 cents. Sorry, guys. You know how it is.
Business is business.
Shit's tough out there.
The dog-eat-dog world.
Oh, shit.
This is during the Great Depression, so I wouldn't put it past you.
But, yeah, so you begin heading to Ida's job, and we'll say that Ida tells Rob, like, where it is, the address, like, what the building's called, and Rob knows it. I mean, Rob knows the town like the back of his hand, pretty much.
Definitely. And while we're driving, I'll
the perks of being a cab driver.
Oh yeah. And I'll start to make conversation. Part of it's like out of habit from being a cab driver, but part of it is I want to share kind of what I've learned and maybe see if they've got anything. And I'll say, I told Elizabeth I was going to go talk to a friend earlier, and I did. And I kind of look in my rearview mirror at Odimm's mother, and I say, "Are we safe to talk?"
Yeah, she's
cool.
She's cool.
She's cool, man.
She's cool. She's holding.
I'm cool, man.
I'll say, I talked to my friend. He's part of the kind of small-time mafia around here. It's just the Polish mafia, but he did say that those Innsmouthers are kind of they're casting a wide net, and they're talking to a lot of people about trying to get their young one back. That was really the only lead he had for me, but they also have noticed cars driving around without their lights on, and he's going to get back to me soon. But that's really all I was able to get out of him today. Have you guys learned anything new since I saw you last?
Just
Dimm's after his mother.
Yeah, Dimm is now, to my mistake, aware of his mom. So we're going to bring her to a safe location.
Okay, gotcha.
But other than that, we haven't gathered any more helpful information.
Okay, well, I mean, I feel like we're gonna have to go through a lot of smoke and mirrors to get to the bottom of this.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
And I just keep driving towards the address at that point.
It's gonna be a lot of work, but it's gonna be worth it. Yeah, and we're going to the agency.
But yeah, so you continue driving and make it to Ida's job. You pull up next to the curb that the building's in front of, and it's a very nice building. It's like a concrete skyscraper type building, essentially, multiple floors, and there's like fire escapes on the windows and stuff, and it's a very large building.
And as we pull up,
here.
Yep.
I kind of turn around and
My
look at
word.
Ida, and I say, "Is this the kind of place where you get to bring in visitors, or do we need to wait outside?"
You can come in.
So I'll find
I think-
somewhere to park the cab then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and there's a fairly decent sized parking lot in front of the building.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice building.
Yeah, it's nice. Like currently you're like parked on the curb and you're just like looking at this huge building and you see there's like the parking lot you can go into and stuff. And yeah, I mean, you wouldn't expect Ida just from appearances to work at this place. It's kind of throwing you off a little bit.
They don't have a tattoo policy here, or
No, they don't.
wow, that's very progressive.
Yeah, I told them the reasons why I have the tattoos, and they were like, "Okay, you can work here."
When you told me what you did for a living, I was thinking more of like a small little office, not something like this.
Yeah, not a lot of people would expect this.
This is something.
Yep.
And
Yeah, get out the car.
yeah, and Rob pulls into the parking lot, and all of you get out and begin walking towards this large building. And walk inside, and there is a staircase and a front, like, receptionist's desk at the front as soon as you walk in. Ida knows this is Grace, the receptionist. So
I walk up and I'm like, "Hey, Grace."
And she says, "Oh, hi, Ida. How are you?"
I'm good. How about you, sweetheart?
I'm good. Who are your friends there? Are they part of the case you're assigned to?
Yes, I am. Or yes, they are.
Yes, Ida. She says, "Oh, okay, cool, fantastic. You going up?"
Yes, I am. Can you buzz the boss and tell him I'm gonna be coming up?
And she says, "Absolutely." And as you begin to walk off, you hear like a, "Hey, Charles, Ida's here to see you." And you hear, "Oh, good, send her up."
Alright, and I yell back, "Thanks, Grace."
And she says, "No problem, Ida, take care."
You too, sweetheart. And I walk away.
Okay. Yeah, and you begin heading upstairs. You go roughly to the 5th floor, which is your boss's office. Or not his office, but the floor his office is on.
Heck yeah.
And walk inside, and there's a series of desks kind of dotted throughout this open area. There are people sitting at it, and some of them are talking on the phone, some are writing things down, typing things. It's very, very busy, and everyone seems to be abuzz doing something.
Well, this is where I work.
It's a very impressive place.
And you see, like, most of the people that work here, they're not like freaks. They're not like weirdos. They're all like normal people, but they all kind of have like a thing to them, you know. Ida's like the girl with the tattoos on her face, and there's another guy where you see he has like very multiple like piercings up and down his ears and his nose, and something like tattooed on his eyelids and parts of his face. There's another guy who seems almost like a dwarf. He's roughly about 4 foot tall. But
This is the fire breathing friend.
yeah, but everyone here, like, they seem very nice, but they don't seem like your normal, stereotypical kind of professional person, especially for this era.
As we're kind of like walking through, and like I might even be staring at somebody who's got like a bunch of piercings as I'm saying this, but I'm addressing Ida, and I'm saying, what kind of line of work did you say you're in again?
I'm a parapsychologist.
Right, okay. And I just look totally bewildered and confused.
Yeah, I don't understand it either.
And you see a lady sitting at another desk talking on the phone with someone, and she has like that very like stereotypical like Miss Cleo kind of look. She has like the shawl and kind of like the head wrapping, and she's speaking in a very thick Caribbean accent as well. And you see whoever she's talking to on the phone, she's constantly asking a question, hearing the answer, and looking down at a large glass ball she is holding in her palm. It's roughly about the size of a softball. And she looks at it after a question's asked and kind of says something back to the person that she's speaking to. And eventually, like after a while, you just see her like hang up and says, well, looks like we lost one.
Aw, which one?
Miss Roberts, the demon possession over on Floral Street.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, well, couldn't shake it, it seems like. And at this point, she's speaking in like a normal voice to all of you. Just, you know, a typical northeastern kind of American accent.
I'm just looking at Elizabeth like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm looking at you like, I don't know. I'm shrugging.
That's a shame, though.
I would say for the two of you, kind of like hearing in on all of this, roll sanity checks for me.
There it is.
For Ida, this is just kind of like another day at the office, but for you, this is all like quite odd, and you're still kind of trying to process all of it. 94. Okay.
Yeah, my sanity's kind of low.
Oh.
Ooh, I failed it too.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
So that's 5 sanity to Elizabeth and 4 to Rob. Elizabeth, go ahead and roll me a D100 if you don't mind.
God damn it.
I shouldn't be laughing, but this is funny.
74? Not 74. Anything but 74. Oh, this is interesting.
Am I gonna be pyromaniac again?
Right?
So, as you walk through here, you notice like all the phones are just ringing. You see someone over at the coffee machine getting a cup of coffee, and in your head, you just see this coffee machine come to life and grow a series of black tentacles and wrap around this person's face and just inject hot coffee down their throat until they begin to boil from the inside out. You snap back to reality, and you have a serious distrust of any household appliances or objects.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw up on that one.
For this effect will last for 4 hours in game. Right now it's currently like 2:30, 3 o'clock, somewhere around there. So it's like early afternoon at this point. But yes,
luckily.
Nonetheless, you and Rob have no idea how to even react to what you're seeing. It's not like so crazy where there's like ghosts flying around the building and stuff, but I mean,
Not unless they actually knew.
this place is odd, you know? You've read like magazines and some books that had like weird kind of underground sort of stuff like that. This puts all of that to shame. The fact truly is stranger than fiction in this case, because this is some weird shit.
How does the woman feel about this?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how does O'Dimm's mom doing?
She seems strangely okay with it.
Interesting.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to really be affected by all the weirdness.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
strange.
I'll turn towards her and be like, lady, this doesn't bother you any? And I'm kind of like rubbing my temple with my hand, just like it's obviously wearing on me heavily.
And she says, No, I've lived quite a long life, and I've seen many strange things. This is just a Monday morning."
And I say, we should all have your grace. And I try to like straighten out my posture and like try to like gather myself.
I
Okay.
look towards the woman. I'm like, I can vouch for this is just another Monday morning.
Yeah, I mean, this is Ida's place. Like, this is what Ida does. You know, she's been pretty quiet about what she does and like what a typical day on the job is like. But seeing it for yourself now, you see that it is much different than you imagined it would be. But yeah, you continue walking through this area and finally get back to the large office in the back of the room. And you see that it's a frosted glass window on the top part of the store. And stenciled across it, it says Charles Wilson.
I walk up and I knock on the door and I'm like, Charles?
Or Charles Walker, excuse me. It says Charles Walker across it.
Charles Walker. But I'm gonna walk up and I'm just gonna be like, Charles, while knocking on the door.
Okay. And you hear like a shuffle of papers, and you hear, yes, Ida, come in.
And I walk in and gesture the others to come in as well.
Okay.
Yeah, go in.
Yeah, I kind of stumble in.
Okay, cool. So yeah, all of you enter, and you see Ida's boss is an older gentleman, slick back hair. It's like dark hair, but it's like salt and peppered a little bit. Clean shaven, very dapper looking, wearing a very nice kind of suit. And you see him currently in his office, and just a mountain of papers next to him. And he says, Ida, please tell me you have some good news. I'm drowning in a sea of paperwork.
Yes. We found out why there was disappearances. There's
Oh, you did. Good.
Yeah. There's actually a fish boy from Innsmouth.
And he says, Fish boy from Innsmouth. That's what you said.
Yes.
That's interesting. Nobody's ever seen a baby, deep one, as they're called. And he looks at the rest of you. And he looks at the rest of you and says, I assume you're not familiar with our terminology.
Oh, I also pull out my
No.
notebook and hand it to him so he can read through it.
Mister, I'm not familiar with anything that's going on in this building.
And he starts reading through the book you give him. And you see he's like reading through it and says, yes, Innsmouthers, that's what we're dealing with at the root of this. They hail from Innsmouth, and they're a race of fish hybrids that are known to worship a ancient deity worshipped long ago for all of us. In fact, Dagon, he's called.
He is turning towards them, he's a god of the sea in a way.
And he says, yes, quite right. His power's immeasurable from all accounts. We've never seen it, mind you. We've only ever heard. But by all accounts, he's a god of the sea and could crush humanity pretty much in an instant if you deemed it necessary. If Baby Deep One is at the root of this, then Father Dagon is not going to be very happy.
You're talking about like giant demon monsters or something, right?
And he says, Gods, boy, keep up.
You know how the
Monsters, perhaps, to
Insmasters-
us, but
You know how the Insmasters look like fish?
Yeah.
It's due to Dagon. That's what we hear, at least.
these aren't just strange people you're dealing with. These are otherworldly beings.
I mean, are they inherently bad, or they just seem to want their young one back? That's all I can gather.
And he says, what we know about them is we're insignificant to them, mostly. We're, but an ant to a human. But somehow, people feel it necessary to bite, so to speak. And then that's when they notice us. And it's never good, I'll tell you that much.
So what you're saying is you should probably get that fish boy back where it belongs.
Why do you think I tried breaking him out in the first place?
And he says, I'm afraid if you don't, Dagon himself may bring his wrath upon us.
How about we try to get in contact with the two Innsmouthers that are here in town? Dan Finn and what's the other one's name?
Carter Gilman.
Yeah,
Well,
Carter Gilman.
I'll tell you what. I tried to make nice with those fellas, and they weren't having any of it.
Well, if we offer our help to get their
Yeah.
deep one back, I'm
And-
sure they'd be a little bit more.
And Charles kind of looks at Ida and looks at you and says, Innsmouthers? Here, in Arkham?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
They've been causing trouble in the fire at the circus.
Well,
I'm
this
pretty
is
sure they're the one
Okay.
that has been kidnapping everyone.
well, this is worse than I expected. Then, if they're coming out into the public and letting themselves be seen, that means they're desperate. And much like an animal, when they're desperate, they'll do whatever they deem necessary. Yes, I would say you need to get that child back to them.
Mm-hmm.
This looks like a considerable organization. Do you have any resources that could help us?
Well, I suppose.
Speaking of resources, as Ida just perks up, we need someone to help hide a person. Anyways, continue. Ron.
And he says, yes, of course. I believe we can do that. Are they of significance to this case?
I point at Mrs. Not Darby.
O'Dimm.
O'Dimm. She's the mother of the one that kidnapped the young one.
And
Yeah.
and he says, well, she could perhaps be valuable in swaying his opinion or getting him to cooperate. I assume he knows what could happen, and he's probably been visited by these men in the past, so
Mm-hmm.
he's not completely in the dark about the repercussions of this.
Anyway, she turns back to Ron. What were you saying?
Well, I was just admiring the success that you seem to enjoy in an organization that's grown as large as this one has, and I was just wondering if maybe you had some support that you could offer us, maybe a team of researchers or anything.
And he says, perhaps, yes. That was the intention with Ida. Are you not doing a good job, Ida?
I thought I was. Ron.
Oh,
And he
no, look.
and he looks at all of you and says, "Is she not doing good? I can pull her."
I think
I think what he
you-
means is like materials, not just manpower.
All of the above.
Like,
You know,
so how are we supposed to get the fish boy out of the circus?
And he says, well, as you can imagine, we can't be directly involved. If this was to get back to us, we could be in serious trouble. Breaking and entering and the theft of somebody's property, it's all very messy. We
Well,
tend to
as far as I'm
prefer
concerned, it's not his property.
That is true, but he seems to believe he has a claim to it.
When he kidnapped him in the first place.
And you know this for sure?
No. I mean, do we?
I'm pretty sure that's what he said. He's the one that found it. Right?
No. He said he had bought it from a fisherman.
Oh.
And you guys also found a newspaper article?
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Okay. I was wrong. He thinks he owns it because he bought them.
And he says, well, if that's the case, then we need to be quiet about this and do things stealthily.
and you know, maybe our next lead has just presented itself. Maybe we should try to find this fisherman.
I don't think he's around.
I mean, it might be a long shot, but I don't know what other, you know, leads to follow at this point.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think it's time for a heist.
We need a truck and a ramp that we can push a water tank up.
Yeah, we need a truck, a trailer, and a ramp. Next week, the heist begins.
Right?
Yeah, it's
So yeah.
Keeper, do you have any idea that we were going to be planning a heist? That's my question to you.
I definitely had it down as one of the possibilities, so.
Nice.
We'll go ahead and call it here for this week. And we'll see you next week.